6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister and the Army Chief during a meeting in Islamabad today reviewed the overall security situation of the country. The Foreign Office today summoned the Indian Deputy High Commissioner and lodged a strong protest over the unprovoked ceasefire violation by the Indian forces along the line of control. The Grand Mufti of occupied Kashmir says fiddling with Article 35A of the Indian Constitution will tantamount to playing with fire. The United Nations mission in Afghanistan has called for fair elections campaign as outlined in the election law. In Syria, the government forces have recaptured control of Al-Jabin and Tel Mela villages of Hama province. The International Cricket Council formally launched the inaugural World Test Championship today. And now the news in detail. The Chief of the Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa called on the Prime Minister Imran Khan in Islamabad today. The overall security situation in the country and professional matters relating to the Pakistan Army were discussed during the meeting. The Director General Inter-Services Intelligence Lieutenant General Faiz Hamid and the Director General Inter-Services Public Relations Major General Asif Ghafoor were also present on the occasion. The Foreign Office today summoned the Indian Deputy High Commissioner Gaurav Ahluwalia and lodged a strong protest over the unprovoked ceasefire violations by the Indian occupation forces along the line of control. In Nezapir sector yesterday, an innocent civilian lady was martyred while 3 other civilians sustained serious injuries in Mandhar and Kirni villages. In Kalar sector, an innocent civilian was injured in Kachar village. In a statement, the Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal said the Indian forces along the line of control and the working boundary are continuously targeting the civilian populated areas with heavy weapons. He said the deliberate targeting of civilian populated areas is indeed deplorable and contrary to human dignity, international human rights and humanitarian laws. The spokesperson said the ceasefire violations by India are a threat to regional peace and security and may lead to strategic miscalculation. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, says the government believes in pursuing the ideals of State of Medina to ensure equal rights to all its citizens, irrespective of their caste, creed, sect, and religion. He was addressing a ceremony in connection with the National Minorities Day at the Evan-e-Sadr in Islamabad today. The President said ours is the most compassionate nation, and it has proved it by hosting millions of Afghan refugees for many decades. He said Pakistan is standing at a critical juncture and it will move forward economically as well. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister Imran Khan reiterated his commitment to build Pakistan on the model of the State of Medina, ensuring rights to the people, rule of law, and provision of facilities to citizens at equal level. The Prime Minister said the State of Medina was a modern state that protected rights of every citizen, and Pakistan will be raised on the same model. Imran Khan said the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government has been carrying out struggle for ensuring provision of rights to the people following the principles practiced in the State of Medina. The Prime Minister said a process has also been started in the universities to acquaint our youth with the ideals and concepts of the State of Medina, which indeed was a modern state. Imran Khan said the government will protect and develop worship places of minorities in the country and also facilitate them to the maximum level to perform their religious rituals. He said the government is committed to open Kartarpur corridor for the Sikh community on the 550th birth anniversary of Baba Guru Nanak. Prime Minister Imran Khan called on the President, Dr. Arif Alvi, and briefed him on his recent visit to the United States of America. The President commended the Prime Minister on the successful completion of his visit and termed it a huge success in terms of effectively conveying Pakistan's narrative on issues of regional and international importance. He said such high-level visits are of paramount significance and expressed the hope that this successful visit will further strengthen the relations between the two countries. Prime Minister Imran Khan has hailed the efforts of Baitul Mal for the welfare and facilitation of the needy persons. He was talking to the managing director Pakistan Baitul Mal, on Abbas Buppi, who called on him in Islamabad today. During the meeting, the managing director Baitul Mal presented 1 year's performance report of his organization to the Prime Minister. He also gave a detailed briefing to the Prime Minister over Darul Ehsas centers, which started during the current year. He said under the program, Pakistan Baitul Mal shall provide residential accommodation and necessary facilities to over 10,000 children throughout the country. The National Assembly was informed today that marble processing units in erstwhile federally administered tribal areas and provincially administered tribal areas are exempt from taxes. The Federal Minister for Economic Affairs, Hamad Azhar, while speaking on a calling attention notice, said the exemption is available to those products that are used inside FATA and PATA. He clarified that if these marble products are sold in other areas of the country, they will be subject to taxes. The minister said tax of 230 million rupees was collected on annual basis from this industry before exemption. The calling attention notice was moved by Malik Muhammad Ehsanullah Tiwana on behalf of others. This is Radio Pakistan. A high-level meeting was held under the chairmanship of Chief Justice of Pakistan, Mr. Justice Asif Saeed Khan Khosa, at the Supreme Court in Islamabad today. The meeting was attended by Mr. Justice Sheikh Azmat Saeed, Mr. Justice Umar Atta Bandial, Mr. Justice Ijazul Ehsan, Mr. Justice Mazhar Alam Khan, Mia Khail, and Mr. Justice Qazi Muhammad Amin Ahmed to discuss the security arrangements regarding the upcoming SARC Law Conference to be held in Islamabad in September this year. The Chief Justices, judges, and lawyers of SARC member countries will be attending the conference. The meeting discussed matters like issuance of visas to delegates, security, travel arrangements, hotel accommodation, and related matters. In occupied Kashmir, the Grand Mufti of Kashmir, Mufti Nasirul Islam, has said fiddling with Article 35A of the Indian Constitution tantamounts to playing with fire, reacting to the media reports that the Indian government might revoke the Jammu and Kashmir's special status by amending its constitution. The Grand Mufti, in a statement issued in Srinagar, said tinkering with the article will have serious repercussions. He said any misadventure by New Delhi would be opposed tooth and nail. The United Nations mission in Afghanistan has called for fair elections campaign as outlined in the election law. In a statement, the United Nations official said all parties should be cognizant of their obligations under the law, including presidential decrees on non-interference by public officials and security forces in electoral affairs. The UN mission said it reiterates its continued commitment and support for an Afghan-led and Afghan-owned election and acknowledges the efforts made by electoral management bodies. The presidential election campaign started yesterday and will continue till the 25th of September. In Syria, the government forces have recaptured the control of Al-Jabin and Tel Mila villages of Hama province from rebel fighters who withdrew following intensive air and artillery bombardment. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, rebel fighters captured these villages in June during a counterattack against the government forces. The Syrian government has described its operations as a response to militant violations of ceasefire agreements. The United Kingdom has warned the European Union that it needed to change its position on Brexit if a no-deal exit is to be avoided. According to media reports, British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said the United Kingdom wants a deal, but the European Union has to change its position. Dominic Raab said if the European Union sticks to the line, then the United Kingdom needs to be prepared for a no-deal Brexit. The International Cricket Council has formally launched the inaugural World Test Championship today. The first test of the first ever World Test Championship will be played between England and Australia at Edgbaston, the United Kingdom, from Thursday. The ICC World Test Championship comprises 9 teams competing in 72 test matches in 27 series across 2 years. The world top 9 teams, including Australia, Bangladesh, England, India, New Zealand, Pakistan, South Africa, Sri Lanka, and the West Indies, are competing in the World Test Championship. And finally, the weather. Widespread rains and wind thunderstorms are expected in Islamabad, Rawalpindi, Lahore, Gujranwala, Sargodha, Faisalabad, Bahawalpur, Multan, Dera Ghazi Khan, Sahiwal, Sindh, Makran, Kalat, Sibbi, Job, Nasirabad, Malak and Hazara divisions, Gilgit-Baltistan, and Kashmir during the next 24 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.